We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
It's a sunshiny day here in Orem, Utah, as Utah Valley prepares to take on Sacramento State. You are listening and watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network. I'm Jordan Bianucci alongside my partner, Ryan Pickens. A pleasure to be with you this afternoon. First pitch from Caden Schmidt is down low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. We'll get to the starting lineups in just a moment. UVU took the first 2 games of this series, looking to complete the sweep this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch, and it hits Kyle Moses, Sac State's leadoff hitter, in the upper shoulder, and the leadoff man is on. And with that, I'll send it over to Ryan for the starting lineups.
The starting lineup for Sacramento State in today's ball game. Leading off in center field will be Kyle Moses. Devin Lehman, the designated hitter, hits in the 2 spot. Nathan Lucas bats 3rd in right field. Chris Lewis, the cleanup hitter, hits 4th. Scotty Burcham will hit 5th. Hitting 6th, Vinny Esposito.
That one grounded to second base, should be 2. Fuller to short, Grayson Bogdan on to first. Double play. 4-6-3. And just like that, there are 2 men down in the top of the first.
And to finish out that batting order, hitting 7th will be Gunnar Pullman. Dan Deely will hit in the 8th spot. P.J. Floyd rounds out the order for Utah Valley.
So here's the left-handed hitting Nathan Lucas. Open stance from the right side. Schmidt, the pitch. That one swung on and fouled off to the left side. 1 strike the count.
Defensively here for Utah Valley, Cade Andrus will be in left, Craig Brinkerhoff in center, Mark Kruger over in right today, as Schmidt sets with the 1-0 pitch.
Misses down low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
On the infield, Jordan Schlehuber and Grayson Bogdan at 3rd and short. Zach Fuller, Spencer Gothberg, the 2nd and 1st. Behind home plate will be Jake Atkinson, and on the mound making his 7th start is Caden Schmidt. Schmidt 0-1 with a 6.66 ERA.
Fastball misses down low, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike to Lucas. Game time temperature brought to you by weather.com. 53 degrees and sunny here in Orem, Utah. The 2-1 on the way. Curveball just misses off the plate. Now it's 3 balls, 1 strike to the hard-hitting Nathan Lucas. Lucas comes into the ballgame batting .375. 18 runs batted in, 3 homers. 3-1 pitch. Misses high and away. And a 2-out walk, the second base runner here in the top of the first for Sacramento State. That'll bring up Chris Lewis. Lewis last night went 2 for 5 in the loss for Sac State. Scored a run, had a couple of RBIs. And just like that, we're going to have a visit from the pitching coach, Dave Carter, out to the mound. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Perhaps running through the scouting report on Lewis. Although when you see a visit this early from Dave Carter, it usually means he sees something mechanically from Schmidt that he doesn't like. Caden Schmidt, the right-hander on the mound for UVU. 6'2", 190 pounds. The freshman out of Shelley, Idaho, went to Shelley High School. And the home plate umpire, John Bullock, out there, and he's in on the meeting. He's trying to break it up, and he just kind of stood there for a while. John Bullock, of course, calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Joe Maiden at first base, and Jared Farrens, the third base umpire. 0-0, we're in the top of the first. A man on, 2 out. The right-hander into his stretch. Swing and a miss at a fastball that was low in the zone. 1 strike the count to Lewis. Should Lewis reach, it would be Scotty Burcham. Runner at first, held on by Gothberg. Fastball swung on and fouled back behind us, and the count is quickly 0-2. Not a cloud in the sky. You could not ask for a better day for baseball. No wind to speak of. The flag lays limp in center field. 0-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, nice stop by Jake Atkinson behind home plate, and the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not a great 0-2 pitch there from Caden Schmidt. An easy take for Lewis. With the count 0-2, you want the ball, or rather the pitch, somewhat close, somewhat tempting for the hitter. Runner takes off, swing, ground ball through the left side, in between the third baseman and shortstop. So a base hit, and advancing to third on the play is Lucas.
And that's just a great piece of hitting there by Chris Lewis to pull that ball right where Grayson Bogdan had to come over closer to the bag there. Lewis just pulls that right through the hole, and when he does that, it just gets right in the left, able to move Lucas over from first to third.
Lucas reached third base because he was taking off on the pitch. Had a good jump. So here's the right-handed hitting Bertram. Schmidt delivers. Fastball up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Bertram comes into the ballgame batting .295. Looking to pick up his 18th RBI here. The 1-0. Swung on, or a little looping liner. It's a base hit nonetheless. 1 hop into left field. Cade Anders has it, and Sacramento State is on the board. They lead UVU 1-0.
And the good news here for Caden Schmidt was that that double play ball keeps a couple of other base runners off the base. You do give up the 1 run, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse if you don't get that double play.
At the same time, he had the double play, base is empty, and couldn't get out of the inning here, and it's still going. 2 men on, 2 men out for Vinny Esposito. First pitch to the right-handed hitter is a curveball that misses outside. A few more fans filing in here at Brent Brown Ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Bertram at first base. Lewis at second. 1-0. Hornets. We're just underway here in Orem. Top of the first inning. Schmidt comes set. He throws. 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Down in the zone. And the count's even at 1-1. Utah Valley gave up a run in the top of the first in Friday night's ball game, but that's all they gave up in that inning. Here's a fastball swung back and onto the rooftop. The count's 1-2. The Wolverines could live with giving up a run here in the first. They want to avoid giving up the crooked number, though. Talking to the coaching staff all season long, it's all about staying away, staying out of those big innings, I should say. Fastball swung on and fouled back to the screen. I say a fastball, I believe that was a changeup. And the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bertram, or rather Esposito, was on that one. The runners with their leads. 1-0, Sacramento State, top of the first. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A foul tip actually into the glove of Atkinson, and the inning is over. However, the Hornets get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded. We head to the bottom of the first. Hornets 1, the Wolverines coming up. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Back here on the WAC Digital Network, bottom of the first inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. The Utah Valley Wolverines coming up. This is their batting lineup. Leading off will be Cade Andrus. Mark Kruger will hit in the 2-hole. Grayson Bogdan third. Spencer Gothberg fourth. The catcher Jake Atkinson will hit fifth. Craig Brinkerhoff in center field today hit sixth. DHing will be Andy Perkins. Jordan Schlehuber hitting eighth. And Zach Fuller rounds out the order and bats ninth.
First pitch to Andrus, strike one on the inside corner. Justin Dillon, the right-hander, getting the start today for Sacramento State. We'll look at Sacramento State defensively in just a moment. 0-1 coming to Andrus. Slider misses away, 1-1.
For the Hornets defensively, Chris Lewis will be in left field, Kyle Moses in center, Nathan Lucas in right. PJ Floyd at third, Scotty Burcham at short, Dan Deely gets the start at second.
1-1 on the way, swung on and chopped to the left side, or the right side of the shortstop. He backhands it, throws across the diamond for the out. A nice play by Scotty Burcham. Played the high hop, and there's one away in the bottom of the first.
Vinny Esposito will be the first baseman. Behind the plate, it's going to be Gunnar Pullman. And like Jordan said, getting the start will be the sophomore Justin Dillon, 3-3 on the season, making his fifth start. Does have one complete game on the year. 37 in the third innings, allowed 11 earned runs, 6 walks to 29 strikeouts, so doesn't walk a lot of men, and the hitters hit 213 off him.
Here's Mark Kruger, the tall left-handed hitter for UVU. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Dillon will come with a high-velocity 88 to 90 mile an hour fastball. Good cut on that fastball, and he'll mix in a slider and a changeup. 0-1 is swung on, a little bloop into left field. It is going to fall in front of the diving Chris Lewis. So a single for Mark Kruger. He went the other way with it. A nice effort out there by Chris Lewis. He came in, dove headlong towards the baseball, towards the infield, tried to basket catch that one, but he couldn't quite make the catch, and the ball, luckily for Lewis, stayed in front of it. It hit him, I believe, in the shoulder and stayed right in front of him. Otherwise, that could have rolled to the wall, and Kruger could have run for a while. Here's Bogdan with a man on first and one out. Dillon into his stretch for the first time in this ball game. Hornets 1, Wolverines nothing. We're in the bottom of the first. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike on the outside corner. A pretty changeup right there. The wind now beginning to lazily blow out towards right field. Kruger held on at first by Vinny Esposito. Dillon throws. Runner takes off. It's in the dirt, and now we have a dead ball called by the home plate umpire, John Bullock. And they're going to call it a balk. I didn't see that one, Ryan. I didn't notice it, but Kruger took off, and I think Dillon flinched. So Kruger takes second base on the balk. The pitch does not count, so it's still 0-1 to Bogdan. Runner in scoring position for the Wolverines. Middle infield playing near the second base bag. That one chopped foul on the third base side, and it's 0-2 to Grayson Bogdan. The Wolverines, as we mentioned in the top half of the first, looking to complete the sweep over Sacramento State. They took Friday's game, and they won last night. Here in the finale, the Wolverines will try to do something no one would have thought they could have done just a couple of weeks ago. They're playing good baseball right now, though.
And for Sacramento State, if they do drop this one, that's their second straight WAC Series sweep.
Yeah, they'll have lost 6 in a row. 0-2 pitch coming to Bogdan. Short lead at second for Kruger. Fastball misses down at 89 miles an hour, and it's 1-2. man on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Bogdan hitting .276 on the year. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. He struck him out. First strikeout of the day for Justin Dillon. 2 away now for Spencer Gothberg.
This is one of those situations Utah Valley has done a really good job so far in this series. They've done a great job of finding ways to get that clutch 2-out hit. Against a pitcher like, Dillon, though, it's going to not be an easy task. We've said that the last 2 nights, though, and Utah Valley's been able to find a way to put up 12.
Spencer Gothberg hitting from the right side. A .263 batting average for the year. Kruger still at second base with 2 outs in the inning. He's dancing off there with a good-sized lead. The pitch, fastball right there on the inside corner, strike 1. Spencer Gothberg mentioned only hitting .263, but he is hitting .324 with runners in scoring position. Sacramento State put up 1 run in the top half of the first. They lead 1-0. We're in the bottom half of that inning. The outfield playing rather shallow for Sac State. Here's a chopper up the middle. Charging is the second baseman, Dealey. He has it, throws to first, and the inning is over. So the Wolverines get a hit, no runs. They leave that runner stranded at second base. We head to the top half of the second inning. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
One nothing. Sacramento State leads Utah Valley as we begin the second inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. The series finale here. A matinee on a beautiful Sunday. Back out on the mound for the Wolverines. It's Caden Schmidt, the righty throws. Gunnar Pullman pops this one up in shallow center field. Coming in is Brinkerhoff. He makes the one-handed grab. And just like that, there's one away in the second.
Yeah, just a high pop-up on a day like today when there's not a lot of clouds in the sky, kind of a few scattered here and there. That can be a hard ball to catch just because it's easy to get lost in the sun. But a great job by Craig Brinkerhoff coming in and making the nice play.
Ryan, there are only wisps of clouds right now.
Scattered,
Yeah. First pitch fastball, or rather a slider, misses away. 1 ball, no strikes to Dan Dealey. Dealey getting his first start of the series. Hitting from the right side. He gets jammed here and fouls it back over us. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Dealey has had 40 at-bats this season. He's hitting .244. No home runs. 5 runs batted in for the right-handed hitter. From the windup, Schmidt throws. That one swung on and hit well to left. Going back is Andrus. Now he'll look up. It's gone! A home run! Andrus was looking up and then moved back, or rather moved toward the infield as if it was going to carry him off the wall, but it just got out of here. 2-0. Sacramento State leads it. Dealey goes yard.
Just got it up over that extended wall, kind of similar to the home run last night that came in the 5th by, I want to say, by Pullman, that just barely kind of cleared that wall, almost in the same spot, and Cade Andrews just kind of ran out of room.
Here is P.J. Floyd, the 9th-place hitter. First pitch, check swing on a fastball. Did he go around? No. On a pill to third base, Jared Ferens says he did not. Yeah, down the left field line, it's 305, a short porch here at Brent Brown. And that ball, there's a 10-foot wall and then an extended chain link fence that goes about 5 feet up, and it just got over that. Here's a one-hopper to the shortstop Bogdan. He has it, throws to first, and there are 2 away in the inning. So that ball was hit high and just got over that chain link extension out there in left field. A solo home run for Dan Dealey, his first of the season.
A great defensive play there by Grayson Bogdan. Bogdan making that transition last year from playing a lot of second base to shortstop. Can be a difficult transition to make.
First pitch fastball misses away to Kyle Moses. Moses walked back in the first inning. 2-0. Sac State leading UVU. Schmidt into his windup. Slider misses down and away, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. I say a slider, that was a fastball just with some cut on it. Now the wind has begun to blow out towards center field. The wind will shift quickly here in Orem and a lot. Fastball right there on the inside corner, called for a strike. 2-1 to Moses. Moses hitting .267 on the year. Straight away defensively for UVU. There's a little looping liner into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. So Sacramento State is seeing the ball well right now. And Caden Schmidt will have to go back into his stretch as the middle of the order comes up with a man on and 2 out.
Caden Schmidt going with a lot of fastballs and leaving him in, kind of up and in the strike zone. When you're doing that, it's going to favor the hitters as long as you can get the timing down.
Devin Lehman, the left-handed hitter, he grounded into a 4-6-3 double play last inning. The pitch to him. Fastball misses up high. 1 ball, no strikes. I said a fastball. That was the changeup. And just like that, the Wolverines are going to get a righty loose in the pen. Hornets 2, Wolverines nothing, top of the second. The pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner, and the count is even at 1-1. Nathan Lucas waits on deck. A man on, 2 out. Schmidt peers in, comes set, just below the belt. Now throws over to first base. Back in, diving headlong, is Moses.
Kyle Valgaardson, the right-hander, getting loose in the pin for Utah Valley. So a little bit early on in the game to see Valgaardson, but he came in that, I believe it was that Chicago State series, and threw 3 or 4 innings out of the bullpen.
Throw over to first again. Gothberg applies the tag to the diving Moses, but he is safe. We saw Valgaardson come in into last night's ball game, and he picked up his 3rd save of the season. 1-1 the count. The pitch to Lehman. No, will throw over to first base again, Will Schmidt. Moses at first base is 5 for 9 in stolen base attempts this season. 2 outs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A fastball in the outside corner. Lehman was behind it, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. So with Gothberg holding on Moses at first base, there's a pretty good-sized hole over there on the right side, should the left-handed hitter pull one. The 1-2 coming from Schmidt. Throw over again. This one's close. Did he get him? No. Just diving in safely ahead of the throw was Kyle Moses. Lucas waits on deck. He would be the hitter should Lehman reach. A man on, 2 out in the top of the second inning. 2-0. Sac State leads UVU. From the stretch, Schmidt comes home. Runner takes off. Ball misses up high. Throw down to second. It hops in front. Now hits into center field. Moses is going to go to third base. Here comes the throw. It's going to be late. It takes a 1 hop to the third baseman, Schlehuber. And just like that, Moses goes still second base and then takes third on the throwing error. So an E2 officially after a stolen base for Kyle Moses. And there's a runner on third base with 2 outs in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Fastball misses low and away, and the count runs full.
I don't think even if that throw, gets away, I don't think they get Moses at second. But right there, Atkinson's 8th error of the season, and the second one, he had one last night too in the same situation.
Payoff pitch coming to Lehman. Fastball swung on, popped up left side, and it's going to get out of play. Giving chase is the third baseman. No, he made the grab. That ball hung up there, and then hitting the sidewall was the third baseman, Schlehuber. A nice play. I thought that one was going to get on the berm, no problem. But the Wolverines get out of the jam. They do give up a solo shot to Dan Dealey. It's 2-0 Sacramento State as we head to the bottom of the second inning here in Orem. You're listening and watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network. Nothing. Sacramento State leads Utah Valley as we begin the bottom of the second inning. It will be Jake Atkinson, Craig Brinkerhoff, and Andy Perkins, 5, 6, 7 for UVU, trying to complete the sweep of what you can argue is their biggest rival in the Western Athletic Conference. UVU is 1 game away from a College World Series regional as a breaking ball falls in there for a strike to Atkinson, 0-1. But in the tournament last year in Mesa, Sacramento State beat UVU and sent them home. 0-1 pitch, curveball, and it was a beauty. 0-2 to Atkinson. The Wolverine catcher hitting .227 on the season. Working quickly out on the mound is Justin Dillon. Wind up the pitch, swing and a miss. He got him on a slider that made Atkinson look foolish. And there's one away.
So the break on that just completely came from being on the inside corner to the far outer half of the plate, and Atkinson just tried to get the bat out there and just came up empty.
Second strikeout of the ball game for Justin Dillon. Here is Brinkerhoff. First pitch fastball right there, strike 1. Craig Brinkerhoff hitting the ball well right now. Right-handed hitter, open stance, 0-1 pitch. Ball misses down low, 1-1. In last night's ball game, Brinkerhoff went 2 for 5 with a run scored. Ball misses away, and it's 2-1. The tall right-handed hitter waits. The pitch is fouled off down the right field line. A fastball at 90 miles an hour there. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Wolverine center fielder. 2-0, Sacramento State leading Utah Valley. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Andy Perkins, the left-handed hitting designated hitter, is on deck. The Wolverines had a hit in the first inning off the bat of Mark Kruger. However, they left him stranded. 2-2 pitch. And that comes over the head, a fastball at 89 of Brinkerhoff, and the count runs full. That'll wake you up after a noon start time. A fastball at 89 that's up near your melon. Full count. Fastball missed inside. It actually hit the left, or rather, the left arm of Brinkerhoff, just above the elbow, I think. Just glanced him, though. So Brinkerhoff, the second base runner of the day for UVU. He reaches on the hit by pitch. So a man on, a man out for Andy Perkins.
And Andy is getting in one of those positions where Jordan, after a couple of games where he kind of struggled, you can tell he's just kind of due for a good, gapper or something here. Be interesting to see how this at-bat goes for Perkins against Dillon, who's got that nice slider that cuts on the inner half.
Brinkerhoff with a good-sized lead at first, held on by Esposito. Dillon from the stretch. Perkins shows bunt. Brinkerhoff takes for second. The ball is wide right, or rather the throw is wide right, as Brinkerhoff slides in head first safely at second base. So the Wolverines being very aggressive here early on. Kruger reached second in the first inning on a balk. However, he was taking off on the play, or on the pitch rather. So Brinkerhoff in scoring position for Perkins. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0, the Hornets leading. Perkins bent at the knees. He waits. Dancing off second is Brinkerhoff. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses off the plate outside, and it's 2-0 to Andy Perkins. A great steal for Brinkerhoff as it negates the double play. A man on, a man out. Bottom of the second inning. The outfield playing shallow. 2-0 pitch. Fastball right there on the outside corner at 88. Strike one. Perkins hitting .308 on the year. He's only had 39 at-bats. No home runs. 4 runs batted in. He has an RBI opportunity here. Dillon has what he wants. Comes set, chest high now. Throws to second base. Back in diving is Brinkerhoff, well ahead of the throw. The wind now beginning to blow in from right field. Jordan Schlehuber waits on deck. Dillon really taking his time out there on the mound, resting his glove on that left leg. Now comes set. 2-1 fastball is up and away, and it's 3-1 to Perkins. So Perkins should see a good pitch to hit here. First base is open. Schlehuber, not a great hitter, waiting on deck. The 3-1 coming from Dillon. Brinkerhoff dancing off second base. No attention being paid to him. Fastball just misses off the outside. And Perkins has himself a 1-out walk, and there will be runners on first and second for Jordan Schlehuber.
And these are the opportunities Utah Valley's had success in this series, and they're going to have success today. If they're going to try to complete this sweep, it's the 1-out RBI singles from Schlehuber last night, and the hits that they've gotten in those situations. You get a couple of men on, you got to try to find a way to score runs.
Schlehuber only hitting 169 on the season, but has an opportunity here to knock in a run. Wolverines trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. 2 men on, 1 man out. The throw. Curveball right there on the inside corner. Great break from Justin Dillon. And it's 0-1 to Schlehuber. The wind is shifted once again, now blowing out towards center field. The outfield is backed up a bit, playing middle deep and straight away all the way around. Middle infield, double play depth. A good-sized lead at first base for Perkins. Brinkerhoff at second. Fastball. Strike 2 on the outside corner. So just like that, Schlehuber in an 0-2 hole. Justin Dillon would love a ground ball, but he would take a strikeout. The runners have their leads. 0-2 pitch coming. Dillon checks Brinkerhoff at second. Slider misses away. Nice take there by Schlehuber. And it's 1-2. It's hard to tell much of the time whether Justin Dillon is throwing the fastball or the slider because his fastball has such great cut, cutting away from right-handed hitters. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Schlehuber. The delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a curveball. And there are 2 away for Zach Fuller. The 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Justin Dillon.
Fuller coming in after having a great game last night where I believe he went 4 for 4 for Utah Valley. Just having a solid night.
Indeed he did. He scored 2 runs as well. Zach Fuller is red hot right now. Hitting in the 9 spot, you have to be careful. Right-handed hitter. Takes a curveball for a strike. It was a beauty. 0-1.
You know, there's kind of a idea with the 9-hole hitter that it's typically you put your weakest hitter in there, but now it's getting very popular in baseball. You put another guy who's kind of a leadoff hitter in that 9 spot. Put speed on speed, good hitters coming up. And right now, Zach Fuller getting that average up to 262, definitely showing that he has some talent with the bat.
Perkins at first, Brinkerhoff at second, 2 men on, 2 men out. Here's the pitch. It gets away through the legs of Pullman. The runners will advance easily to second and third. That should be a pass ball, in my humble opinion. Ryan, we'll see what they rule here. That was a breaking ball, a changeup in the dirt right in front of Pullman. I think he should have been able to stop it. We'll see what they rule. So the count 1-1 to Fuller. Dillon laboring the pitch. Fastball right there for a called strike 1. Or strike 2 rather, I beg your pardon. According to the scouting report, Dillon does not have a curveball. However, it's either he's developed one or the changeup has great sink and movement on it because it sure looks like a curveball from up here. That was a fastball. 1-2 pitch coming to Fuller. Changeup misses down and away, and it's 2-2. Dillon steps off the rubber, adjusts his cap, wipes his brow. He's ready to go. 2 men on, 2 men out. The Hornets lead the Wolverines 2-0. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild. They're going to rule that last one a wild pitch. 2-2. Swing and a chopper foul down the third baseline. Out in front of the changeup was Fuller. Zach Fuller hitting .262 on the season. Tells you he was struggling early this season because he has caught fire of late, as Ryan mentioned. Has a 355 on base percentage, but he'd like a base hit here with 2 outs and 2 men in scoring position. Fastball just misses off the inside. Justin Dillon was headed back to the first base dugout. He thought that was a called strike 3. Instead, the count runs full.
And that's a good pitch because if Fuller does swing it, it's going to be a ground ball most likely. And just kind of waiting to see if Fuller, that's gutsy on Zach Fuller's part to let that pitch go.
Indeed. Full count. Dillon comes set. He throws. Swung on, chopper to shortstop. Slow lower, coming over to pick it off as the third baseman, and he can't get it. Floyd, the third baseman, ran in front of Burcham. Burcham was going to field it. I don't think he would have had a play at first base with the speedy Fuller running up the line. So the Wolverines get a run. It's 2-1. It will be a base hit, an infield hit for Zach Fuller and an RBI. So he comes up big. And now the tying run at third base for Cade Andrus in the top of the order.
And right now, I mean, you get Cade Andrus up here with runners on the corners. Again, if you're Utah Valley right now, that's just kind of the maybe luck's not the right word to use, but that's just been the way things have been going for you. When you maybe not make the prettiest play or the hardest hit ball, but it works for you.
Well, when things are going well, they're going well, because that was lucky. A little just dribbler towards shortstop. Here's Andrus hitting from the right side. He grounded out in his first plate appearance. First pitch, slider in there at 82, and that was pretty. That started out right, looking like it was going to hit Andrus, and then just looked almost like a frisbee slider, glided in there for a strike. So Craig Brinkerhoff was the man who scored on the Fuller dribbler. Andy Perkins, the man at third base. Fuller with good speed at first base. 2 outs in the inning. 0-1 pitch to Andrus. Swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. And the count's quickly 0-2. Andrus's average at .302. Hitting .438 with runners in scoring position, however. Perkins is the man in scoring position right now. 2-1, Sacramento State leading Utah Valley. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 men on, 2 men out. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Justin Dillon delivers. Swing and a ground ball to third base. Playing it is Floyd. He waits on it, throws to first. Did it pull him off the bag? No, the ball was wide. Esposito did a nice job to reach up the line toward right field and make the grab and complete the 5-3 putout. However, the Wolverines get a run back. They trail 2-1 as we head to the top of the third inning. You're listening to Utah Valley Baseball and watching WAC Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
On the court with respect. And in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
Sacramento State leads Utah Valley 2-1 as Nathan Lucas steps in there. Back out on the mound for UVU, it's Caden Schmidt, and it's my great pleasure to give you for the play-by-play, Mr. Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan, as Lucas steps in and bunts the first pitch foul. No balls and a strike. Lucas has now reached in every one of the Sacramento State games with his walk that he had back in the first. So the streak continues and will continue into Tuesday night's ball game for Sacramento State against Pacific. The 0-1 pitch, that one stays high and tight, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Lucas, Lewis, and Burcham. 1-1 pitch coming home. That one swung on line into left field. Andrus coming on strong, and he's going to make the running catch as he throws the glove out in front. And the first out of the inning is recorded on an F7. With 1 out brings up Chris Lewis. Lewis 1 for 1 in today's ball game as he singled back in the first inning. Lewis has hit a home run in this series. Had a couple of RBIs last night for the Hornets. There's a breaking ball that comes in at 75 miles an hour, and that one's over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Scotty Burcham on deck for Sacramento State. 0-1 pitch, Schmidt delivers. That one swung on and hit out in a deep left center field. Brinkerhoff and Andrus coming over. No one's going to get there. Brinkerhoff dove and Andrus leaped. Ball's going to sit at the base of the wall. Heading into third base and sliding in with a triple is Chris Lewis. So Lewis takes it off the Pepsi sign in left center field. And a one-out triple gives the Hornets another runner in scoring position for Scotty Burcham, who already has an RBI single in today's ball game. So Caden Schmidt has allowed 5 hits so far through 2 1/3 innings. The action is quieted down in the Utah Valley bullpen. 1 out, runner sits on third base. The first pitch to Burcham, and that one hits the outside corner, 86-mile-an-hour fastball from Caden Schmidt, 0-1. Schmidt might be coming off of his best outing last weekend against Chicago State. Trying to keep that momentum going. The 0-1 pitch comes home. That one's going to be swung on. Chopped foul down the third baseline over towards the Wolverine dugout. In that ball game, Caden Schmidt, in his last outing, as the 0-2 pitch on its way to Burcham. That one swung on, hit out to right. Kruger having to go back on it. He'll make the play. The throw coming into home will be cut off by Gothberg. His tagging and scoring is Chris Lewis, and it's 3-1 Sacramento State. So the Hornets get it down with a sacrifice fly. Scotty Burcham, his second RBI of the ball game. 2 away for Vinny Esposito. And right there, just doing what a good hitter does if you're Scotty Burcham, understanding he doesn't really need a hit in that situation. Gets a fly ball down the line and makes Kruger have to run backwards on it, which took his momentum away from being able to throw home. So with 2 outs, the first pitch to Vinny Esposito comes in. That one swung on and tagged out to left. Andrus going back to the warning track, leaps, and runs out of room, and that ball is gone. A home run for Vinny Esposito, and it's 4-1 as Cade Andrus is on his knees now on the warning track as Esposito rounds third. He's kind of not on his knees, but in kind of a crouch out there. And I'm not sure if he just took a hit as he went up against the wall, but seems to be doing okay as he walks it off.
He went back and he went up against that wall with his backside, and I wonder if he just speculating now his arm, he's kind of with his right arm kind of rubbing that lower back, and it looks like he hit the wall hard. We saw that. I think he may have just knocked the wind out of him, perhaps. We'll see.
Gunnar Pullman stands in and takes a fastball high for a ball. 1 ball and no strike. So Sacramento State adding a couple here in the third to take a 4-1 lead as Schmidt quickly comes home. Pullman swings, hits that one pretty well to center. Brinkerhoff goes back, gets under it, and makes the play. And the third inning comes to an end. But a home run is hit by Vinny Esposito as we head to the bottom of the third. It's 4-1 Sacramento State here on the WAC Digital Network. Bottom half of the third inning coming here at Brent Brown Ballpark. So far, Sacramento State has the lead 4-1 as Justin Dillon has settled in for the Hornets. And he will face Mark Kruger, Grayson Bogdan, Spencer Gothberg here in the third. Ryan Pickens alongside Jordan Bianucci here on the WAC Digital Network. Mark Kruger 1 for 1 today, singled back in his first at-bat. And then advanced to second on a balk by the pitcher Justin Dillon. Kruger here getting set. Dillon winds and delivers the first pitch home, and that one low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes. Kruger steps right back in the box. The wind and the delivery comes home, and that one sits a fastball at 88 miles an hour right on the outer half, and it evens the count now at 1-1. Dillon pretty much standing right back on the mound every time he gets the ball. Now winds back the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball that sits beautifully on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. He just dropped that in there. Perfectly, and now the count goes to 1-2. Dillon again set, winds, delivers home. Kruger swings and hammers that one foul over towards the Sacramento State dugout, and he'll get another 1-2 pitch as he fouls it away. Kruger hitting .327 on the season now. Had a single to left field, one that just was a kind of a pop-up and just found grass. The 1-2 pitch, that one swung on and fouled away, and we'll do another 1-2. More action going now. Valgaardson continuing to throw down in the Utah Valley bullpen. Here as we're in the bottom of the third, 4-1 Hornets on top of the Wolverines. Schmidt takes a long look into Pullman, delivers now the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Kruger down on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout for Justin Dillon. And with 1 out, Grayson Bogdan's going to come to the plate. Bogdan starting at shortstop. Went down on strikes in his first plate appearance. Defensively, Grayson Bogdan making that transition from second to short. That at times can be a rough transition to make because the angle off the bat is a lot different. But Bogdan had a full offseason to do that. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled away, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike. Bogdan was the first strikeout victim for Justin Dillon on the afternoon. No balls and 1 strike. Dillon gets the sign. Infield at regular depth, outfield straight away. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses low and away for a ball. Evens the count at 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Set radio again. The 1-1 pitch coming home. Bogdan hits that one hard right at short. Burcham fields it cleanly. The throw is going to be picked out at first by Esposito. And the second out of the 3rd innings recorded on a ground out to bring up the cleanup man, Spencer Gothberg. Gothberg grounded out to end the 1st inning with Mark Kruger, the runner on at second base, to end the Wolverine threat. So with 2 outs, he'll step in to face Justin Dillon, who has had it relatively so far on cruise control. And the first pitch is swung on by Gothberg and fouled it back. Dillon getting in a pretty good rhythm, keeping it around the plate and working the strike zone well. No balls and 1 strike to count. Gothberg stands back in the box. Dillon slide steps on the mound. The 0-1 pitch comes. That one swung on and rolled over foul. And it's quickly 0-2 to Spencer Gothberg as that one was rolled over into the Wolverine dugout. New baseballs delivered out to our home plate umpire, John Bullock, today. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The kick and the delivery on its way, and that one misses with the fastball just off the plate. It's 1-2. Dillon with that fastball goes somewhere between 89 and 90. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Gothberg's going to tap that one to second. Fielded cleanly there, and the throw to first by Dealey's in time, and the 3rd inning comes to an end. So 3 up and 3 down for Utah Valley. We've played 3 at Brent Brown Ballpark. Sacramento State 4, Utah Valley 1 here on the WAC Digital Network.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
On the court with respect. And in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas, but engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Sacramento State leads UVU 4-1 as we begin the top half of the fourth inning here in Orem. New pitcher on for Utah Valley, it's Kyle Valgartson. So not a great start for Caden Schmidt. He gets through 3 innings and gives up 4 runs on 6 hits. Looking at Valgartson, we mentioned, came in last night and picked up his 3rd save of the season. The right-hander out there on the mound right now has a .252 earned run average. He's 1-2 win-loss. This is his 15th appearance. He's pitched 25 innings even, walked 8, struck out 13. Opponents are hitting .242 against him. Valgartson will face Dan Deely, PJ Floyd, and Kyle Moses, 8, 9, and 1.
So it's going to be Dan Deely. Deely went yard back in the second off Caden Schmidt to hit his first home run of the season. And he'll stand in and get the first pitch from Valgartson and grounds this one to short. Bogdan's there. The throw across the diamond in time. There's 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. So not bad. 1 pitch and 1 out if you're Kyle Valgartson. Valgartson did pitch in last night's ball game. Came in to close it down in the 9th to secure the series for Utah Valley. Sacramento State right now trying to avoid the sweep. And the first pitch misses away to PJ Floyd with the fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Floyd 0 for 1, grounded out to Grayson Bogdan. Pitch comes in, and that one misses low for a ball. And it's 2-0 now on Floyd. Valgartson set to ready to go again. That delivers the pitch home, and Floyd's going to roll that one to second. Zach Fuller's there in his throw in time, and there's 2 away quickly. So Valgartson's come in, gotten 2 ground balls, and now will start through the Sacramento State lineup for the 3rd time in this ball game with the leadoff man Kyle Moses, who's found his way on in both of his at-bats today. Has a single and then was hit by a pitch back in the 1st. Valgartson's going to work here, and Moses showing bunt, and they're going to say he foul-tipped it into the glove, and no balls and a strike. Moses also had a stolen base in the 2nd inning, but then got stranded at 3rd. He stole second base on the Atkinson throwing error when Atkinson threw it into center field. The 0-1 pitch, that one misses for a ball, 1-1. I don't want to say he threw it into center field because he kind of just bounced it past the second base bag there. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The delivery comes home, and Moses swings and hits that one well out to left, and that is going to be foul. Moses had the distance on it, put it deep up there on the berm, but the only question was it going to be to the right of the left field foul pole or to the left? And in this case, it went to the left, and so it will be a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Kyle Moses. Moses will retreat he was all the way around first base, and then he went back in to get to the batter's box. The 1-2 pitch, Valgartson delivers that one inside almost. I don't know how that didn't hit Moses, as he kind of had to move out of the way as the pitch ended up behind the legs of Moses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valgartson doesn't move off the mound very much. The 2-2 pitch, that one swung on, popped up, and that's going to go foul. Back behind home plate, and we'll do another 2-2 as you hear it crash off the roof here at Brent Brown Ballpark. The metal roof that extends from about the start of the first base dugout goes all the way around to about the start of the third base dugout. The 2-2 pitch from Valgartson swung on and missed, got him with the breaking ball. So 3 up and 3 down go the Hornets in the 4th. You're watching WAC Baseball here on the WAC Digital Network.
think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
WAC baseball here on the WAC Digital Network, Sacramento State and Utah Valley. The Hornets lead at 4-1 as Jake Atkinson fouls the first pitch back, and it's no balls and a strike. It will be 5, 6, and 7 for Utah Valley. Atkinson, Brinkerhoff, and Perkins. Utah Valley tries to cut into that 3-run lead for Sacramento State. The 0-1 pitch coming home, a breaking ball that hits the inside corner, and it's 0-2 on Jake Atkinson. Atkinson went down on strikes in his first at-bat in the second inning. As he chased a slider, we'll see here, setting up, they might go back to that slider. It's a fastball, and Atkinson fouls it straight back. Pullman there was setting kind of off the plate, as you would typically try to do 0-2 to get the man to chase. No balls and 2 strikes. The kick and the delivery coming home, and there's the slider, and Atkinson fouls it back, and he will roll up to the net, hit the roof, and then roll right back down onto the playing field. No balls and 2 strikes on Atkinson. Atkinson standing in, Dillon getting set on the mound. And Justin Dillon looks in, gets the sign, and delivers home the 0-2 pitch. That one swung on, popped up high on the infield. Esposito coming in from first, and he'll make the catch in foul territory, and there's 1 out here in the 4th. So just a pop-up that making the play, Esposito able to charge from first, and with 1 out, that's going to bring up Craig Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff was hit by a pitch back in the second. He was hit on a pitch on a 3-2, and a 3-2 count that just came in and hit him, so either way, it would have been ball 4, so he found his way on being hit by the pitch. Dillon sets and delivers the first pitch. Brinkerhoff swings and chops that one up the middle. Fielded by Dealey. The throw over to first is in time, and there's 2 outs here in the 4th. So Justin Dillon settling in very well here for Sacramento State. The Friday night starter, Lateo, and then Sam Long struggle working through this Utah Valley lineup. But tonight, it was a lot different. They had a good opportunity here this afternoon as Justin Dillon's just kind of settled in, and he'll face Andy Perkins with 2 outs. Perkins walked in his first at-bat, and he swings at the first pitch he sees and hits it out to left. Lewis giving it a look. He's gonna lose it. It's gonna one-hop the wall. Perkins takes the turn. He'll head into second with a 2-out double. So Lewis it looks like he was trying to find it, just kind of lost it in the sun, and when he did, that split second made a big difference as it was able to one-hop the fence. So Andy Perkins in with a 2-out double. Here comes Jordan Schlehuber. Schlehuber went down on strikes back in the second, looking for a clutch RBI to get some offense going for Utah Valley. The Wolverines today, 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error. Sacramento State, 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors. So here's Schlehuber hitting 168 on the season. Justin Dillon takes a long look into Pullman behind home plate. And the pitch comes in, a breaking ball, misses inside for a ball, 1-0. Big hole on the right side as Dealey, the second baseman, playing pretty close to the bag. We'll see if he moves as the pitch comes, and he does. He'll kind of turn back. Justin Dillon, though, turning to look Perkins back to second. Dealey's been coming in behind the runner, slapping his hand in his glove, trying to get Perkins to think about maybe going back to that bag, but as they'll there kind of just tap it twice and then move back here. The 1-0 pitch, here it comes. Slider hits the outside corner. It's 1-1. That slider coming in at 83 miles an hour with some late break that kind of settled back in on that outer half. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The right-hander, Justin Dillon. Not too focused on Andy Perkins at second base. The 1-1 pitch coming home. Another breaking ball. This one stays about belt high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Zach Fuller, who has the 1 Wolverine RBI in the on-deck circle. If Schlehuber should find a way to reach here, Fuller would hit here in the 4th. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Dillon delivers, and that one in there at the knees with the fastball, and it's 2-2. And that fastball there coming in at 89 miles an hour, located in a spot that was low, where if Schlehuber swings at that, he's going to have to, most likely, he's going to hit the baseball right square into the ground and hit a grounder. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Dillon kicks and comes home with it. That one bounces away from Pullman, and Andy Perkins will move up 90 feet down to third. So a pitch that just comes almost straight into the dirt. Pullman tried to block it and keep it in front of him, but he didn't do that, and it kicked over towards the Wolverine dugout. So now the second run of the game for Utah Valley, sitting 90 feet away. First time tonight we've seen Justin Dillon become a little more slow on the mound. He's been working pretty quick throughout the ballgame. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Dillon kicks and comes home. 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled away. It will be tapped lightly over almost the third base coaching box. For Cooper Fouts, assistant coach in the third base coaching box. Derek Amicone over at first for Utah Valley. 3-2 pitch coming home from Dillon. Breaking ball high, ball 4, and Jordan Schlehuber's on with 2 outs here in the 4th. And here comes Zach Fuller. Fuller with an RBI single in his last at-bat. Has been hitting the baseball very well, like we've been mentioning the last couple of days. So a good opportunity here for Fuller, and especially with Cade Andrus in the on-deck circle. Utah Valley a chance here if they can find a way to have some 2-out hitting. They can see if they can extend this inning. Utah Valley 2 for 5 so far this afternoon in 2-out situations. 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Runners on the corners, and the first pitch comes home to Fuller. Low for ball 1, 1-0. Andy Perkins running over at third base. Jordan Schlehuber running over at first. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. 4-1 lead for Sacramento State. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Dillon looks over at Perkins at third, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Fuller hits that one to right, but that's going to go foul. Giving it a look there was Lucas, but it goes foul. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on Fuller out of Kaysville, Utah, and Davis High School. Kaysville being north of Salt Lake City, about maybe an hour and 10 from here. 1 ball, 1 strike, the kick and the delivery. That one swung on, grounded here in the hole for a base hit. So Fuller gets his second RBI of the game. He's got both Wolverine RBIs as Andy Perkins scores, and it's a 4-2 ball game. So the second RBI now goes back to the top and Cade Andrus. Andrus 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. He leads the Wolverines with 25 RBIs on the season. So the right man to come up in the situation with a couple of men on base. One of those men, Jordan Schlehuber, in scoring position at second base. Runners get their lead. Dillon working from the stretch. Takes a look at the runner at second, Schlehuber, and delivers home the first pitch to Andrus. Swung on, that one's lined out to right. It's going to hang, though, for Lucas and Wright to make the play, and the 4th inning comes to an end. But the Wolverines do get 1 to cut into that lead at the end of 4 from Brent Brown Ballpark. Sacramento State 4, Utah Valley 2. You're watching WAC Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect, and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Top of the 5th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark as Sacramento State comes up 2-3 and 4. Devin Lehman to lead it off, and to give you the play-by-play in his wonderful way, it's Jordan Vianucci. Jordan.
Thanks very much, Ryan. 4-2, the Wolverines trail. That one swung on, line drive, but right at the first baseman, Spencer Gothberg. Devin Lehman going right after a first pitch breaking ball that hung. One pitch, one out here in the 5th. So Nathan Lucas will come up. He's 0 for 1, lined out to left field in his last at bat. He walked and scored the first run of the ball game back in the 1st. Open stance from the left side. He swings at the first pitch, a fastball, and it's fouled back over the rooftop. No balls, 1 strike to him. The Wolverines trying to complete the sweep on this Sunday afternoon. There's a liner right up the middle, past the diving shortstop Bogdan and into center field. That ball was hammered by Nathan Lucas, and once again, Sacramento State has a man on. Sacramento State has yet to go down, as I say that, they've only gone down once in order, and that was last inning. Kyle Valgartson was pitching very well. So a man on, a man out here in the top of the 5th. Valgartson into his stretch for the first time. We'll throw over to first base. Back in standing is Lucas. Chris Lewis at the plate. Right-handed hitter. He waits. The pitch. Fastball comes up and in. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Lewis hitting .245 on the year. 18 runs batted in, 3 home runs. We've already seen 2 home runs off the bats of a couple Hornets today. That one swung up, popped up. Center field, left center field, coming in, trotting in on the balls of his feet is Brinkerhoff. He reaches up, makes the play, and there are quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Bring up Scotty Burcham. Burcham has 2 RBIs on the day. He singled back in the 1st inning and hit a sacrifice fly to right field in the 3rd. Burcham, the right-handed hitter, waits. The runner takes off. That one swung on, and it's going to be a gapper. This should score the run. That one's going to 1-hop the wall, 2-hop the wall in left center field. Scoring easily from first base is Lucas. Heading into second with an RBI double, his 3rd RBI today is Scotty Burcham, and it's 5-2 Sacramento State.
That ball just put in the gap, and with the runner going, there was no chance. With how deep that was, there's no chance Utah Valley is going to make a clean enough relay there to get the runner at home. Lucas already to second base before that ball even landed.
Valgartson just threw a meatball up there right down the middle of the plate, belt high, and Burcham did not miss it. So here's Vinny Esposito. He homered in his last at bat. Pitch to him, swung on and fouled back and out of play. Down the right, I say back, down more towards the right field line. But out of the ballpark, and the count is 1 strike to Esposito. So when the Wolverines seem to get anything going, Sacramento State answers right back. 5-2, the Wolverines trail the Hornets here in the 5th. The pitch, a curveball that's a beauty, falls in there for a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-2. Burcham at second base with good speed. Esposito at the plate. Valgartson peers in, resting his glove on that left hip. Now comes set below the waist. Checks the runner at second. 0-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back to the screen when it rolls up to the rooftop. And finds a hole in that net that extends from the backstop to the rooftop. And so you're not going to get a lot of foul balls here at Brent Brown Ballpark unless you're sitting on the berm, the grassy hill that extends from beyond the third base dugout all the way to left center field. Breaking ball, misses down low. Checking his swing was Esposito. Esposito, I mentioned, a solo shot in the third. He struck out in the first inning. Hornets lead the Wolverines by 3. A man on, 2 out. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, down low, and it's 2-2. So Bertram, who is behind no balls and 2 strikes in this at bat, has worked back. It's even at 2-2. Valgartson peers in, now throws. Fastball, low and away, and the count is full. Should Esposito reach, it would be Gunnar Pullman. The Wolverines trying to keep this game close. 1 run already in here in the 5th for the Hornets, extending their lead to 3 runs. 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little ground ball off the hands of Esposito. Fielding it cleanly at first is Gothberg. He steps on the bag and the inning's over. But not before Sacramento State gets a run on 2 hits. They leave a man stranded. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Hornets 5, Wolverines 2. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Welcome back to Brent Brown Ballpark, where the Wolverines trail Sacramento State by 3 runs as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Mark Kruger takes a fastball outside for a ball. Back out on the mound, it's Justin Dillon. That one swung on and fouled off and out of play off to the left side. Count even at 1-1. Kruger today has singled and struck out. 5-2. The Hornets leading. Justin Dillon, the starter, still on the mound here in the 5th for Sac State. Delivers a fastball here that misses down low. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike to the left-handed hitting right fielder. Working quickly is Dillon. Fastball misses high and away, and it's 3-1. So Kruger should see a good pitch to hit here. Mark has the best batting average of any Wolverine, hitting .325. A .465 slugging percentage. He's hit 2 home runs this season, knocked in 21. 3-1 pitch, swung on and lifted foul, and Mark just missed it. Not real happy with himself. Count is full. The Hornets scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 5th. The Wolverines scored 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 4th. Payoff pitch coming. Fastball missed high and away. So Mark Kruger, the leadoff man, on base, and that's just what you need if you're the Wolverines. Base runners down by 3 runs, and here comes Grayson Bogdan in the heart of the order.
Yeah, that's really, where you got to start. You just got to find a way to get one man on. Sacramento State did that a couple of times last night where they just moved guys around, singles after single, and that's really the way it works sometimes. You have to play station to station. This Utah Valley team, not a team that's going to, power the ball out of here 4 times in an inning, so they're going to play kind of similar kind of station to station.
We'll see. They do have some power in the lineup, but they haven't really shown it today. First pitch fastball misses inside to Grayson Bogdan. 1 ball, no strikes. Bogdan 0 for 2. He's bounced out, struck out, hitting .271 on the season. Kruger with okay speed at first base, held on over there by Vinny Esposito. Justin Dillon into his stretch, peers in at the side, has what he wants from Pullman, comes set. The 1-0. Oh, and a beauty. That looked like a fastball that had tremendous cut on it, and it's 1-1. That looked like a slider. What a pitch. And that may have been the slider. It's hard to distinguish sometimes between the fastball and Dillon's slider. They're both very, very good, have a lot of cut. That one swung on a little blooper into shallow right field, going back, or shallow center field, going back to the second baseman, Dealey. It's going to fall just beyond the outreach of his glove, and the Wolverines have 2 men on. They're threatening after the Bogdan single. A valiant effort there from Dan Dealey at second base, ranging into shallow center field. He reached out, backhanded with his glove, but could not come up with it. Now we're going to have a trip to the mound by the pitching coach for Sac State, Steve Holm. No one getting warm in the pen for the Hornets, but the tying run coming up for the Wolverines. It will be in the form of Spencer Gothberg. Holm calls in the entire infield to have a chat. Now they head back to their position. Eric Matson and Cooper Fouts come in near the UVU bullpen, or rather their UVU dugout, have a word with the base runners and the hitter Gothberg. Gothberg hitting .257 on the year, 20 RBIs, no home runs. He has struck out 21 times, however. A ground ball would be ideal if you're Sac State here, with runners on first and second and nobody out. So Dillon trying to work out of some trouble here in the 5th. 5-2, the Wolverines trail. 2 men on, nobody out though for Gothberg, the right-handed hitter. Dillon, the righty on the mound, comes set, chest high. Checks the runner at second base. Kruger dancing off the pitch. There's a slider that misses down low, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, this is kind of a dangerous situation if you're Sacramento State to kind of be prepared for a bunt. You have runners on first and second, and you're gonna if you lay one down that third baseline, you make PJ Floyd have to decide, do I take it or do I cover the bag? Kruger has decent speed, so it could cause some confusion, although with your cleanup hitter, I would doubt if they're gonna bunt.
1-0 pitch coming to Gothberg. Fastball swung on, chopped through the left side of the infield into the outfield. Holding at third will be Kruger, and then cut off second base is the runner. Now they're going to throw it away, and it's going to be backed up by the first baseman, Esposito. Coming up throwing in left was Chris Lewis, as the runner at second, Bogdan, took a wide turn around second base and was caught in between second and third. He slipped, but the throw, I think, would have had him had it not gone past Dan Dealey at second base. Luckily for Sac State, Vinny Esposito just happened to be in the line of fire there and was able to come up with the errant throw. And disaster is averted for Sacramento State. That could have been bad. The Wolverines, however, have the bases loaded with nobody out for Jake Atkinson.
And now it looks like some action going to start getting loose down in the Sacramento State bullpen.
Here's the pitch. Strike one. A breaking ball in the inside corner to Atkinson. Jake is 0 for 2. He struck out and popped up into foul territory. The tying run at first base. for the Wolverines. Nowhere to put Atkinson. Nobody out in the fifth. 5-2 Sacramento State. The 0-1. Swung on, popped up. In the infield, this is an infield fly. The umpires call it right away. Making the catch at first base anyway is Esposito, and there's one away in the inning. So an unproductive out there for Atkinson, and there's one away for Craig Brinkerhoff.
Getting loose down in the bullpen, it's going to be the senior Ty Nichols for the Hornets. The right-hander out of Irvine, California, beginning to get loose. And for Utah Valley, Jordan, in this situation, you got a guy that's swinging a pretty hot bat himself and Craig Brinkerhoff at the plate, so not a bad situation to be in with Brinkerhoff up.
Brinkerhoff, wide open stance from the right side. Pitch to him, swung on, grounded foul past Cooper Fouts down the third base line. Fouts, the third base coach and hitting instructor for UVU, and the count's 0-1 to Brinkerhoff. Craig hitting .210 on the season, .312 with runners in scoring position. No home runs, 5 runs batted in, though his bat has come alive of late. Here's the pitch. Fastball just missed off the inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Brinkerhoff. Atkinson, or rather Gothberg at first base, Bogdan at second, and Kruger at third. 5-2, Sacramento State leading. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bases loaded. The biggest threat of the ball game thus far for UVU. Justin Dillon, the starter for the Hornets, laboring. The 1-1. Slider falls in there for a strike. It was a beauty. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brinkerhoff.
Don't think Brinkerhoff was expecting that slider right there, because that one ended up right out over the middle of the plate there.
Yeah, started towards the middle and then just slid off the corner. 1 run, or rather no runs in this inning, but the base is loaded for the Wolverines, less than 2 outs. That one swung on, grounded up the middle. This could be 2. Bertram has it, takes it to second himself, and throws on to first for the double play. A made-to-order double play ball, and the Wolverines squander a huge opportunity in the 5th. A nice job by Justin Dillon to work out of the jam. A runner left for the Wolverines, no runs. They had the bases loaded and nobody out, and they can't get somebody home. They trail 5-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
On the court with respect. And in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
We begin the top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the order for Sacramento State. Gunnar Pullman to lead things off. It'll be then Dan Dealey and P.J. Floyd, 7, 8, 9. First pitch from Val Gartson is swung on, and a line drive down the left field line just above the glove of the third baseman Schlehuber. Playing the carom in the corner is Andrus in left field. In there with a leadoff stand-up double, though, is Gunnar Pullman, his first hit of the afternoon. And Sac State is not taking the foot off the gas pedal.
That ball was a shot hit down the line. Jordan Schlehuber tried to get up and get it, but up over his head and just down into the corner there. Easy double for Pullman.
So the Hornets trying to open this ball game up. They lead by 3 runs, 5-2 the score. Here in the 6th, the pitch. Fastball misses down low to Dan Dealey, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Kyle Valgartson came in relief of the starter Caden Schmidt back in the 4th inning. Still out there is Valgartson facing Dealey. Ball misses down low, and it's 2-0. Righties beginning to warm in the Wolverine pen. A man on, nobody out here in the 6th. Valgartson from the stretch. He throws. That one swung on, ground ball to Schlehuber, and it's off his glove. He couldn't handle it. It was hard hit. And the ball caromed into shallow left field. Bogdan, the shortstop, did a nice job to hustle over and retrieve it. Heading to third base, though, is Pullman. And they're going to give an error to Jordan Schlehuber. And I think it is an error, but a tough one nonetheless, as that ball was just scorched down that third base line. However, it was hit right at Schlehuber. A tough error, but an error nonetheless.
Eric Olguin getting loose in the Utah Valley pen, and then it's Ty Nichols getting loose still in the Sacramento State pen.
Dave Carter's the pitching coach for UVU's. Gonna mosey on out to the mound right now, taking his time, stalling a bit maybe for Olguin to get ready. Well, the Wolverines had a golden opportunity in the bottom half of the 5th inning. They had the bases loaded with nobody out. However, Jake Atkinson then proceeded to pop up to the first baseman, and Craig Brinkerhoff grounded into a double play. The shortstop, Burcham, took the ground ball just to the left of the second base bag, touched it himself, and threw on to first. So if the Wolverines do end up losing this ball game, that will definitely be a moment that they'll look back on and wince.
Yeah, those opportunities in baseball you have to take advantage of, especially with, and I know this is going to sound odd because Sacramento State hasn't pitched well these first few days, but against a good Sacramento State pitching staff, you have to take advantage when you have those opportunities. And in that situation, Utah Valley just didn't take advantage of it, and that could make a big difference in the ball game.
Yeah, Justin Dillon, the starter for Sacramento State, has given up 2 runs today, but has pitched very, very well, has been very sharp. So here we go. P.J. Floyd, the left-handed hitter up there, wide open stance. Valgartson from the stretch. He throws. Ball misses off the plate outside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Runners on the corners for Sac State. Dealey at first, Pullman at third. Dealey, good speed at first base. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, little blooper into center field. Charging is Brinkerhoff. It's going to bounce in front of him. The run will come in to score. That's Pullman scoring from third base. It's 6-2 Hornets. Advancing to second is Dealey, and in there with an RBI single is P.J. Floyd. Not a real hard hit ball. And even with Brinkerhoff playing shallow, he had no shot at catching it. So now the top of the order comes up for Sacramento State. 1 run already in here in the 6th.
And this is going to be the end of the rope for Kyle Valgartson as head coach Eric Madsen hops out of that third base dugout and will get the ball, I believe, to Eric Olguin.
So we'll take a break here on WolverineGreen.com and the UVU digital, the WAC digital network. The Wolverines trailing 6-2 here in the 6th inning.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect, and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Welcome back here on the WAC Digital Network. Back to Brent Brown Ballpark. Sacramento State with 1 run in on the 6th off Kyle Valgartson. His day has come to an end. Utah Valley will turn to the sophomore from Aurora, Colorado, Eric Olguin, number 28. Olguin so far on the season making his 8th appearance. He's got 2 saves, only pitched in a 5 1/3 inning so far, 4 hits, 1 run, which wasn't earned. 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 190 off him this year. And Jordan, a big situation for Olguin. You don't want to put up a crooked number here and make it hard to come back from. You want to be able to at least stay in this ballgame.
The deficit already at 4 for the Wolverines. The corner infielders come in with nobody out and runners on first and second. Olguin facing the top of the lineup. Kyle Moses, the right-handed hitter. Let's see if he lays down a bunt. He squares and pulls it back and takes a ball, I believe, down low. The home plate umpire, John Bullock, did not signal right away. It is a ball, 1-0. Olguin working straight from the stretch. On the infield grass at first base and charging is Gothberg. The 1-0 is taken for a ball down and in, and it's 2-0 to Kyle Moses. So right now, if you're Eric Olguin, Kyle Moses is trying to give you an out. He's trying to sacrifice those runners to second and third, and Olguin has yet to find the strike zone. Valgartson, in relief, pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 earned run, struck out 1, but he's on the hook for the 2 runners on base right now. 2-0 coming from Olguin. Swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. A strikeout would be huge here for the Wolverines. They trail 6-2 in the bottom of the, or rather the top of the 6th inning to Sacramento State. Kyle Moses on the day, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. He walked in the first inning. 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses away, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike to Kyle Moses. So we haven't seen Moses square around the last 2 pitches. With a count 3-1, we'll see if they let him loose. Floyd at first base, Dealey at second. 1 run already in here in the Hornet 6. That one swung on, popped up behind home plate, giving chases Atkinson, throws off the mask, now near the backstop, makes the catch. A huge first out for Eric Olguin and the Wolverines. They get Kyle Moses to pop up in foul territory, so 1 away now for Devin Lehman.
Utah Valley with a left-hander in the bullpen. That's Marco Briones, the left-hander, getting loose.
Lehman, the left-handed hitter, though, coming up now. Olguin to face him, the righty on the mound. Olguin out of Aurora, Colorado, a sophomore. Peers in. Has what he wants from Atkinson. Comes set, chest high. Fastball. Misses low at 87 miles an hour, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Olguin, 190 pounds. 6'1", went to Grandview High School. The Wolverines in their alternate blacks this afternoon. Sacramento State in the road grays. Fastball catches the outside corner. Nice pitch from Olguin, just painting the black there. And the count's even at 1-1. Playing fairly shallow in center field is Brinkerhoff. Everybody else straight away. Playing behind the runner at second base is Bogdan, the shortstop. Fuller playing wide to the from the second base bag off to the right side with the left-handed hitter up as the ball misses down and away. Counts 2-1. Eric Olguin looking for that ground ball. A double play would end the inning. 2 men on, 1 man out, 6-2. Sacramento State leading in the 6th. The pitch coming to Lehman. Fastball, strike 2. on the outside corner, and the count's even at 2-2. Lehman didn't like the call, and to be honest, up here it looked to be a couple inches off the plate. But John Bullock signaled and said strike 2. Lehman steps back into the left-handed batter's box. O'Gean comes set. The 2-2. Swing and a little one-hopper past the dive of Bogdan. One run will come in to score. Fielding it in center is Brinkerhoff. He'll relay it in. It's cut off by Gothberg. And another run comes in for the Hornets. It's 7-2, a huge hit by Lehman. That ball, Bogdan was playing behind the runner near second base. That ball was hit so hard I don't think Bogdan would have had a shot at it, even if he would have been playing his normal position. He may have been able to get to it, but most likely not. And the Sacramento State Hornets continue to put runs across. They lead by 5. Here is Nathan Lucas, another left-handed hitter. O'Gean throws. Fastball misses away to Lucas. So an RBI single for Lehman. Runners still on first and second. Coming in to score was Dan Dealey. O'Gean peers in. Now he's ready. Checks the runner at second and comes home. Swung on, chopper to the second base side. Fuller has it. Will go to first base. It's the only play he had, and there are 2 away. Advancing to second base was Floyd. Lehman. Advancing to third was P.J. Floyd. Nice job by Zach Fuller. By the time he got to that ball on the right side, he was almost behind first base. That ball was pulled so far to the right, never had a shot at a double play. 2 outs now. The Wolverines really trying to limit the damage. 7-2, they trail. The pitch. Sacramento, that one hit high and deep to left. Andrus on the track, looking up. Goodbye. It is gone, not long gone, just getting over the wall out there. And this game becomes a rout. A 3-run homer off the bat of Chris Lewis, and it is 10-2 Sacramento State. The way Andrus played that ball in left, he again wasn't sure if it was going to get out. I wasn't sure if it was going to get out, but it barely cleared that chain link extension in left field. And I think Andrus was surprised. 10-2. So O'Gean was 1 out away, really limiting the damage as he throws a first pitch ball to Scotty Burcham, 1-0. But Lewis hits one out over the left field wall. That one swung on, line drive, base hit. It'll hop in front of Cade Andrus. In there with a base hit is Scotty Burcham, and the inning continues.
Briones getting up quickly now. A right-hander is going to join him in that UVU bullpen, but one of those things right now where Eric O'Gean going with a lot of fastballs, and he's just missing locations, and they're just in spots where the Sacramento State team can hit.
Here's Esposito. First pitch misses down and into him. It's 1-0. Burcham at first base. 2 outs in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes the count to the right-handed hitting Esposito. He homered back in the third. Pitch to him, swung on, lifted foul down the right field line, giving chase is Gothberg, but he'll run out of room. It's 1-1. Gunnar Pullman waits on deck. Vinny Esposito is the 9th man to hit in this inning. O'Gean comes set. The 1-1 on the way. Runner takes off, had a good jump, swung on and fouled back out of play. The hit and run was on. And the count's 1-2. That is the 3rd home run, I believe, of the day for Sacramento State. The 1-2 pitch. Runner stays put. Ooh, and a fastball hit Burcham, or rather Esposito, I beg your pardon, up high. I think it was in the shoulder. He grabbed his helmet as if it hit him in the head, but it did not. Hit him in the upper shoulder. And now runners on first and second. And Pullman will come up for the second time in this inning. He doubled to begin this 6th inning for Sacramento State. Came around to score. Eric O'Gean still trying to get out of it. The wind blowing from right to left right now. Everybody straight away for the Wolverines. Playing very deep and left is Andrus, the pitch. And that comes up and in, and it hit his shirt sleeve. So the bases are loaded, and the wheels are really coming off right now for the Wolverines. A fastball up and in, and Pullman turned away from it, but it must have just glanced off his shirt sleeve because it didn't because Jake Atkinson caught the ball for one thing. And it seemed to be on a line. Atkinson will head out to the mound to talk to O'Gean. Perhaps stalling as a righty and a lefty get warm in the bullpen for UVU. The lefty down there is Briones, I believe. So here's Dan Deely. Deely reached on an error by Schlehuber, the third baseman, earlier this inning. The pitch to him. Fastball, strike one, right there on the inside corner.
Boyd Bell, the right-hander, getting loose.
We saw Boyd last night. Pitched well. O'Gean delivers. That one hits him. O'Gean bends over at the waist, visibly frustrated. He has hit 2 batters, now a third one, and that brings in a run. It's 11-2. And here comes Eric Matson. We're going to have another pitching change. So O'Gean began the inning and didn't look fairly sharp against the hitters he faced, but then gave up a 3-run home run, and things did not look good after that. So we'll have a new pitcher coming in for the Wolverines. We'll take a break on the WAC Digital Network. It's 11-2, Sacramento State.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect, and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Here on the WAC Digital Network, some control problems coming for Utah Valley and Eric O'Gean, new pitcher for Utah Valley. It's going to be number 25, Marco Briones. Briones 1-1 on the year, making his 9th appearance, 9 2/3 of an inning, 19 hits, 7 runs, all which have been earned, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts for the freshman left-hander from Los Angeles. He'll take over in relief for O'Gean and face the left-hand hitting PJ Floyd. And Jordan, control problems it's one thing if they're just knocking the baseball around. It's another thing when you just can't put one over the plate.
And not close. O'Gean, in a stretch there, walked a man, hit a batter, hit another batter, he gave up a single, hit a batter, hit a batter, hit a batter. So a tough outing for Eric O'Gean. The lefty on the mound.
Pinch hitter Brandon Hunley.
And he first pitch swinging. It's a base hit. Just a bloop into center field. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes the second run thrown to third. He's out. and the inning is finally over for the Wolverines. However, those runs do come across. It's 13-2. The Hornets taking care of business right now. I won't even bother counting up the hits in that inning. We'll get back to you on that. We'll get our top people on that. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network. 13-2. Hornets lead the Wolverines.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Welcome back here to the WAC Digital Network. Bottom of the 6th inning in Orem, Utah, Brent Brown Ballpark, Sacramento State, and Utah Valley, the final game of this 3-game series. And the Hornet Bats have woke up here in the 6th inning, a 8-run 8th inning to give them a 13-2 lead. They'll now turn it over to their bullpen. They'll bring in number 19, Ty Nichols. Nichols on the season, 2-0, making his 10th appearance. He has made 5 starts on the year, 38 1/3 innings, 33 hits, 11 runs, 8 of which have been earned, 12 walks, and 19 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 241 off of him, so 241 not terrible, but Jordan, if you're Utah Valley, you're going to need a lot more than just a couple of base hits.
Absolutely, as the Wolverines trail by 11 runs. Nichols in to face the bottom of the order. It's Andy Perkins, Jordan Schlehuber, Zach Fuller, 7, 8, 9. Nichols from the windup. He kicks, he throws. Fastball right there on the inside corner, strike one. Nichols will come with a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He has it all. Ball misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perkins is 1 for 1. He doubled and scored a run in the 4th inning. He walked back in the 2nd. That one swung on and fouled off down the left field line onto the grassy berm that extends from the third base dugout into left center field. A few fans sitting on the blankets out there in left field, enjoying the ball game. 1-2 pitch, swung on, line drive, base hit. Left field in between the shortstop and third baseman. And it all started with a little single. So, Andy Perkins on for Jordan Schlehuber. The Wolverines need to score a run in this inning not in this inning, but by the 7th inning, just to keep this game going. The WAC does have a 10-run rule after 7 innings, and the Wolverines right now in the 6th trail by 11. The right-handed hitting Schlehuber waits. Nichols comes set. The righty throws. Fastball, strike one at 88 miles an hour on the inside corner. Nice pitch there by Nichols. Waiting on deck is Zach Fuller. Perkins with pretty good speed at first. 3 or 4 steps off the bag, held on by Esposito. The pitch. Strike two, right on the outside corner. Jordan Schlehuber didn't like the call. Maybe thought it was a little low, but looked pretty good from up here. Nichols peers in, glances over his left shoulder at Perkins at first base. Now he comes home. Ground ball, Grounded to shortstop. Moving to his right is Bertram. On to second. Dealey on to first. Double play, and what a double play it was. Scotty Bertram, my goodness. Ranging to his right, just so smooth. He got in front of that ball instead of a lot of shortstops will just go, I'll backhand that. Scotty Bertram moving laterally to his right, gets in front of the baseball. A perfect sidearm throw to second. Beautiful turn by Dan Dealey. Terrific defense by Sacramento State. That was pretty to watch. Curveball in there to Zach Fuller. 2 outs, bases empty for the Wolverines. I guess it's not real pretty if you're a Wolverine fan, but you have to appreciate it.
Well, Bertram there, if he does backhand it, it makes it a much more difficult play. I mean, really the best way for him to do that was to get in front of it to allow that throw, because if not, then he's having to throw from the back, his kind of back right all the way across his body.
Fastball misses away. 1-1 pitch now. Catches the outside corner. There's the fastball again at 90. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fuller. I mean, that was Omar Vizquel-esque. The pitch in the dirt. A breaking ball missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Fuller, who has 2 singles, 2 RBIs on the afternoon.
It was a good turn by Dealey at second as well to, get pivoted and just kind of pivot that throw over to first.
2-2 pitch. Fuller grounds this one up the middle. Coming over is Bertram, throws across the second base bag, and the inning is over. So the Wolverines get the leadoff man on. However, he's erased on a 6-4-3 double play, and the Wolverines do not get a run. They go down very quietly in the 6th. We head to the top of the 7th. It's 13-2 Sacramento State. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect, and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
The Wolverines trail 13-2 to Sacramento State as we begin the 7th inning. Back out on the mound for the Wolverines,
Marco Briones.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Ryan, I'm looking out there. I'm going left-hander, left-hander, left-hander. Couldn't see his number from up here. A lot of work to do for the Wolverines. Coming up in this inning for Sacramento State, it's the top of the order. Moses, Lehman, and Lukes. And to tell you all about it, here's Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan. As Kyle Moses stands into the box, the first pitch from Briones is in there on the outer half on the corner, even maybe about knee high. So multiple pitches there, multiple reasons why that pitch was in a good location. No balls and a strike on Moses. Briones working quickly, set with the 0-1 pitch. That one again on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Moses has popped out to the catcher, struck out, hit by a pitch, and has gotten a single in today's ball game. The 0-2 pitch on its way, breaking ball, swung on, grounded to Bogdan. Grayson's there, and he'll throw it across the diamond in time. There's 1 away here in the 7th.
The lefty, Braden Poole, getting warm in the bullpen for UVU.
So now it's going to bring up Devin Lehman. Lehman back in the 6th, had an RBI single. He's also flown out, grounded in a double play, and lined out. So pretty full day of action for Devin Lehman. Briones is ready to go. First pitch, low, below the knees for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Some other games going on throughout the WAC today. Chicago State, North Dakota. How about North Dakota 12-1 over Chicago State? 1-0 pitch. That one swung on by Lehman, hit pretty well out to right. Kruger's chasing it to the track to the wall. It's going to one hop and go off the Utah Community Credit Union side. Going up with a double there is Lehman with a 1-out double.
You know what was almost as impressive as that double right there, Ryan, was you mid-description saying Utah Community Credit sign. That was impressive. I mean, the alliteration, that's almost a tongue twister there. Nice job. That was pretty good. On the other hand, I have to bring this up really quick. I don't want to make this awkward, but I usually get to tell the scores on the out-of-town scoreboard. Something I really look forward to. If it's okay with you, can I finish that segment?
I tell you what, let's send it over to my colleague in the booth, Jordan Bianucci, who's going to give us the WAC out-of-town scoreboard. Jordan, please take it away.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Sacramento.
The first pitch to Nathan Lucas is taken low and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
You think Briones would pause a little bit so we could do this. Bakersfield beating UT Pan American 4-0. That game just in the bottom of the first in Bakersfield.
1 ball and no strikes to count. Briones delivers that one low for ball 2, and it's 2-0.
Seattle, first place Seattle, leading New Mexico State 1-0. That ball game in the top of the third up in Washington, and Grand Canyon trailing Northern Colorado in Phoenix. That game in the bottom of the second.
Utah Valley heads off to Northern Colorado next week. They'll be in Greeley for 3, as that one misses. Ball 3, 3-0. Of course, Tuesday night they'll be up at Smith's Ballpark in Salt Lake City, taking on the University of Utah. That one will be a 6 o'clock first pitch. Weather is supposed to cool down, so might want to bundle up if you're heading out to the ballpark Tuesday. 3-0 pitch, misses low, ball 4, so Lucas will walk, and that brings up the always dangerous Chris Lewis. Lewis showed his power back in game 1 with hitting a home run in the 5th inning off Danny Bettis, and then earlier today in the 6th inning, a 3-run shot off Eric Olguin.
Part of that 8-run 6th inning for the Hornets.
So Lewis will stand in here against the lefty Briones. 1 gone, top of the 7th inning. That one down low for a ball, 1-0. I would say that Sacramento State would like to add an insurance run here, Jordan, but I mean they have a few insurance runs already up there, leading 13-2. So I don't know if you could accurately say insurance, but
well, what Sacramento State would really like to do here, in all seriousness, is add a few more runs, because then they can 7-run rule the Wolverines, or rather 10-run rule, I beg your pardon, in the 7th.
2 balls and no strikes the count. As quickly going out will be Jake Atkinson to have a talk with Briones.
So in a sense, they are insurance runs, because they only lead by 11 right now, which is an odd thing to say, but if they put on 2 or 3, 4 more, it makes it that much tougher, and a 10-run rule becomes very likely.
2 balls and no strikes the count. Briones and Atkinson's conference on the mound is over, and now with 1 out, Chris Lewis stands back in. Lewis has 3 hits, needs a double for the cycle, and that one swung on and fouled away. He had a single back in the first, a triple in the 3rd, and the homer in the 6th. So he's got the most difficult ones for the cycle, would be the homer and the triple. Now just a ball out in the gap, and he can have a double. Now the question would be is if he could stretch that double into a triple, would you just stop at second and get the cycle? The 2-1 pitch is fouled away, and it evens the count at 2-2. In a closer game, you probably say, let's take third, but in a game where this, you might say, let's just stop here at second, but I don't know, though.
I'll tell you this, if it would be a close play at third, if he's trying to stretch it, I think he would stop at second, but if it's a stand-up triple, he's going to take third.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Runners get their lead. Briones set, looks in, gets the sign here from Atkinson, and that one's going to be chopped over to third. Schlehuber with it. Goes to Fuller to 1. Relay to first in time. A 5-4-3 twin killing, and we head to the bottom of the 7th here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Time to stand and stretch here and sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Right now, Sacramento State 13, Utah Valley 2. The Wolverines have some work to do after the break here on the WAC Digital Network.
excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect, and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
It's been all Sacramento State here this afternoon on the WAC Digital Network. Top of the Wolverine lineup, Kate Andrus takes a called strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Andrus, Kruger, and Bogdan coming up, as Utah Valley right now needs 2 runs to keep this ball game going. The pitch comes in, and that's going to be low for a ball, and evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrus on the day, 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a line out on a ball that he hit hard out to right with the bases loaded, but it just held up there for Lucas. That one's going to be bounced over to first. Taking it himself is Esposito, and there's 1 out here in the 7th inning. So Utah Valley down to their final 2 outs, and they'll bring up Mark Kruger. Kruger had a single back in the first, struck out, and then walked in his last at-bat. As Kruger will stand in here from the left side, Ty Nichols coming in. So far through an inning and a third, the right-hander sets and delivers the first pitch to Kruger. That one's high and off the glove and to the backstop of Gunnar Pullman. That one just goes right off it and just goes right back to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Kruger will take a step out here, is getting the baseball back behind home plate. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Nichols kicks and delivers home, and there's a pitch right on the inside corner, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. The curveball came and just kind of settled right in there on Kruger. There's nothing that Mark could do there. 1 ball and 1 strike. The kick and the delivery coming home. Another breaking ball. This one never breaks. It stays high, ball 2, and it's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on the Cougar right field, on the Wolverine right fielder. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nichols winds, kicks and delivers home. The 2-2 pitch swung out, popped up into shallow left field. Going out is Burcham. He is going to reach up and make the play. And Utah Valley's down to their final out as Grayson Bogdan will stride to the plate. Bogdan had a single back in the 5th to go along with a strikeout and a ground out on the afternoon. So Bogdan will step into the batter's box here. Tuesday at Utah for Utah Valley, 6 o'clock first pitch, and then off to Greeley to take on Northern Colorado. Pitch comes in, that one stays high for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. They'll go to Greeley for 3 next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then at Air Force on Monday. 1-0 pitch, that one's going to be taken for a ball 2, and it's 2-0 as that one just missed high. Bogdan, even stance in the box. Nichols kicks and delivers home the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball that paints the outside corner, and it's 2-1. That one came over and just sat right on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 2-1. 88-mile-an-hour fastball that was just kind of hard to catch up to. The 2-1 pitch, Bogdan swings and hits that one high into the afternoon sky. Lewis going back, he's under it in left field. He'll make the catch, and the ball game comes to an end. So not a great day if you're Utah Valley. The Wolverines struggle today to produce runs, and they've dropped this one to Sacramento State 13-2. As Sacramento State got the offense rolling early, but the big 8-run 6th inning kind of put the final nail on the coffin for the Hornets as they come up with a 13-2 victory. We'll take a break here on the WAC Digital Network, and when we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Brent Brown Ballpark here in Orem, Utah.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect, and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
Welcome back here on the WAC Digital Network. Our final score from Orem, Utah today. The Sacramento State Hornets 13, the Utah Valley Wolverines 2. It was a fairly close game to open up. Sacramento State got a run in the first and a run in the second. Utah Valley responds with a run in the second. So it's 2-1. But then Sacramento State gets the 4-run lead after the 2-run third. But then Jordan, that one big run comes in the in the sixth. That 8-run inning just kind of blew the game wide open.
It does, and one thing I noticed today, and I think everybody in the ballpark noticed, was Sacramento State was not happy with the way they performed in the first two games of this series. They came out ready to play today, and that's the Sacramento State team that we're used to seeing. So the Wolverines dropped game 3 by a final of 13-2, and unfortunately, if you're the Wolverines, you played so well in the first 2 ball games, and to lose the third one in this manner, to get 10-run ruled, you got to put it out of your head and concentrate on the fact that, hey, you won the series. You took 2 of 3 from Sacramento State, a good ball club. Looking at the final totals here, Justin Dillon, the starter for Sacramento State, gets the win. He improves to 4-3. Caden Schmidt gets the loss for UVU. His record falls to 0-2. The time of the ball game was only 2 hours and 10 minutes. Attendance 407 came out to see this one on a Sunday afternoon here in Orem. And we're going to make this a quick post-game show, as it's a getaway, of course, Ryan. We got to get up to Salt Lake for Tuesday night's game. But again, Sacramento State took advantage of everything while UVU did not. They had UVU, of course, the big situation came in the, I believe it was, looking here, the 5th inning. They had the bases loaded with nobody out and could not get a run home. And that was before that big 6th inning for the Hornets. And I think that's a deciding point in this ball game.
Well, it's a 5-2 game when you're coming up, bases loaded, nobody out, and then you just had, in that inning with the bases loaded, you had to pop up to third for the first out, and then a double play ends the inning. And, I mean, you got to credit Justin Dillon. I mean, he made quality pitches to get the pop out and then got Brinkerhoff to ground into a routine double play. But it's just one of those situations, Jordan, a situation with as good as Sacramento State's pitching staff is. And I think maybe Utah Valley or maybe some of the fans probably surprised by me saying that, because they said, well, this isn't a good pitching staff. They gave up like 10 runs the first couple of games. No, don't let those 2 games fool you. This is a very good pitching staff, and you have to find a way to get opportunities done. Utah Valley did that Friday night. They did that Saturday night, and they won the game. But today, great job to Justin Dillon for shutting the door on that one opportunity. That would have changed the whole momentum heading into that 6th inning.
Absolutely. So UVU unfortunately loses this one big, but they do get the series win, winning 2 out of 3 against Sacramento State, the 2014 WAC champions, and as we've mentioned throughout the series, a great ball club. Our next broadcast will come on WolverineGreen.com on Tuesday night from the University of Utah up in Salt Lake City. Game time 6 p.m., so join us then. For my broadcast partner, Ryan Piggins, I'm Jordan Bianucci saying so long this afternoon from Brent Brown Ballpark. Utah Valley loses this one to Sacramento State by a final of 13-2.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.